Learn English through story about finding meaning in the digital age story. In a world filled with constant notifications, endless scrolling, and digital noise, a young professional named Adrian often felt lost. Every morning he opened his phone before he even opened his eyes fully. Messages, updates, and videos filled his thoughts long before his first cup of coffee. Adrian worked hard, tried to stay productive, and tried to stay connected, yet something inside him felt increasingly empty. He sensed that he was drifting, but he did not know why. One late evening, after another long day in front of a glowing screen, Adrian sat by his window and watched the city lights sparkle. Cars moved like tiny stars on the road, and soft shadows danced across buildings. He wondered why life felt so busy but also so hollow. He remembered the days of his childhood when moments felt slower, deeper, and more real. That memory stirred something inside him. Adrian decided to step away from his usual routine. He turned his phone face down, took a deep breath, and walked outside without any destination. The night air felt cooler than he expected, and the world seemed larger. As he walked, he noticed the sound of leaves rustling, the warm lights coming from small shops, and the gentle laughter of people passing by. None of these moments existed on his screen, yet each one felt more meaningful than anything he had seen that day. He wandered into a quiet park, where a few people sat on benches reading or simply looking at the sky. Adrian sat down and allowed silence to surround him. For the first time in a long while, he felt present. He realized that meaning did not arrive through constant stimulation. It arrived when he slowed down enough to notice the world right in front of him. Adrian began to change small habits. He placed his phone in another room during breakfast so he could taste the food and enjoy the moment without distraction. During his commute, he tried to observe people instead of scrolling. Some looked tired, some looked hopeful, and others seemed deep in thought. Observing them reminded him that everyone carried invisible stories. One afternoon, Adrian visited a small bookstore he had walked past many times but never entered. Inside, the air smelled of old paper and quiet comfort. He picked up a book about finding purpose in a modern world, and the first chapter spoke of a simple idea. Meaning grows from attention, intention, and human connection. Adrian felt something inside him shift. The idea was gentle but powerful. He began scheduling digital breaks. At first, it felt uncomfortable. His hands reached for his phone automatically, as if trained by years of repetition. But slowly the habit loosened. With each break, Adrian rediscovered simple joys. He enjoyed walking through the market, hearing the sound of rain on his window, or brewing tea with care. These small moments grounded him. At work, he listened more deeply to his colleagues. Instead of half listening while checking emails, he gave them his full presence. Conversations became richer. He noticed people opened up more, and he learned that genuine attention was one of the rarest gifts in the digital age. Slowly, Adrian started to sense a new clarity. The world did not feel as overwhelming. He felt calmer, more focused, and more connected to himself. He realized that technology was not the enemy. The real challenge was learning how to live with it without losing oneself. As weeks passed, Adrian discovered new meaning in places he had once overlooked. He began journaling every evening, writing down small things he appreciated. Some days it was a warm cup of coffee. Other days it was a kind smile from a stranger. These reflections helped him understand that life gained richness through awareness, not accumulation. One weekend, he joined a community workshop about creative living in the digital age. Participants talked openly about their struggles with distraction and their desire for a more intentional life. Adrian shared his own story of feeling lost and how simple breaks from technology had helped him reconnect with the world around him. The group listened closely, and many nodded in recognition. That moment showed Adrian that meaning also grew from shared experience. He continued building new routines. He set aside time for reading, time for walking, and time for quiet thought. He learned to pause before reacting to messages and to choose activities that nourished his mind. He also discovered that some friendships became stronger when he communicated with sincerity rather than constant replies. One evening, Adrian walked again through the same park where he had begun his journey. The sky glowed softly, and the air felt peaceful. He sat on the same bench and realized how far he had come. The digital world was still a part of his life, but it no longer controlled him. He had found balance. Adrian finally understood that finding meaning in the digital age was not about escaping technology. It was about learning to be present, to choose intentionally, and to appreciate the quiet truths hidden beneath the noise. In that understanding, he rediscovered himself and the world around him.